I just wanted to find out a little bit more about why you chose to update your LinkedIn profile to start with.
Well, I suppose two reasons. I felt a bit of social pressure that I needed to have an updated LinkedIn profile. And then I'd been reading things that were telling me that LinkedIn was so much more than just a CV, and I'd been treating it like my CV. And so I knew I needed to get it done. I was just about to start meeting a lot more new people, moving to different countries, so I knew it was an opportunity for me to update it.
And what did you enjoy about the session?
I loved that it was hands-on. I loved that I knew at the beginning that it was going to be complete, that we were going to sit down, and from the beginning of the session to the end, I was going to walk away and I could tick that off of my box. I was fearful to go away and then, like anything else, you don't get it done because you're not having someone hold your hand. But when we worked together, it was very clear that it was going to take away that pressure. And as a side, what was super about it was you then gave me some other tips on regular things that I could carry on doing to make my profile stronger. And
what difference has it actually made to you and your business?
It's made, I suppose, two different things. It's given me confidence to share my CV. In the past, I think CVs were always something that you were requested for and then you sort of sent off in a sealed envelope. Whereas LinkedIn, has everything so out there, which is a little bit nerve-wracking at the start. And knowing that all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted and all the skills that I wanted to be there are there, I have no qualms about sharing it with anybody.
And how are you going to use LinkedIn in the future?
Well, I've started to use LinkedIn more as a communications tool and more in a networking capacity. So as opposed to it being just a flat CV, I'm now writing blog posts. I'm now joining groups, actively contributing to groups, and it's nice because it's a guaranteed professional network, and then also within a professional network, I can talk in specific categories that I'm interested in.
What would you say the biggest benefit of being on LinkedIn is?
It's just made the world so small. You could literally find anybody, professionally.
And if you had one tip for anybody who was thinking about using LinkedIn?
My very first tip would be the very first tip you gave me, which completely ended my panic about LinkedIn, was the ability to turn off notifications. So my very first tip would be to turn those off so that you have confidence that you can go in and sort of make changes here and there without alerting the whole world when you've added a new project. Because sometimes you want to tell people and sometimes you don't. But my fear at the beginning of LinkedIn was that anytime I pushed a button, everybody would know.
So you're now more confident?
So now I'm much more confident. I'm happy to recommend LinkedIn to people. I'm happy to share my profile. I'm happy to connect other people. I think it's the most important tool in business today.
So Paul, what made you decide to work with me?
Obviously, Emma, we met before in various social networking events, and I was basically looking through, I think it was LinkedIn I was looking at, and I knew that my business wasn't necessarily struggling, but it needed a kick up the arse for all intents and purposes, and I was looking at your profile. I kind of knew what you did. I initially looked because of the social networking side, and I thought Emma's obviously got a good reputation for that, so that's the reason I contacted you. Now, since I've spoken to you, and it's so much more than that. The business needs sort of rejigging a little bit and a little bit of help with the business, and you're doing that very, very well. You've picked it apart. You've told me where I'm going wrong, and hopefully you're working on that to develop the business, and obviously ultimately to give me more revenue, and so build my business up. And even this today, what we're doing is all thanks to you. So thank you very much for your help.
My pleasure. Thank you.
That's okay.